That's okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us here today. Today, we're going to go over a little bit of a different topic than we have here in the past few weeks. We're going to hit back home, back before all this pandemic and this chaos started in the world. And we're just going to answer a question here that was brought up actually to me this morning. And talking to some people earlier in the week was, um, what is your highest version of yourself that you see? And this is a loaded question, I know, and a lot of people have asked me this exact question. It's like, well, let's see. So keep in mind that you have so much more to do. So don't think that right now is at the end of your rope or you can't do anything else in life. Even if you're in your golden years now, and you're thinking, well, what else can I do? What else can I contribute? What else, could I do to change my life? Well, you can do whatever you choose to do, for one. That's a mindset. And needless to say, I did a little bit of research here yesterday and this morning on this exact question. Why are people now, even the kids just getting out of high school now, and the kids that have graduated several years and they're just getting out of college, if you haven't gone on to a trade school or gone on to get some kind of other education, there's a good possibility that you do not have the skills that you need, pardon me, in the corporate world right now. And this is due to the fact that we are still living in I want to see, the educational system from the 1930s and 40s. So I did research, and it come to find out in the late 1930s, which was the Depression era, and the 1940s, the education system that we have today in our public schools, I'm talking public schools here, which is where a lot of kids go to public school, was set up by the Rothschilds. I'm sure you've heard of that family, and Jp Morgans. So they set up our educational system. And I know people want to say, oh, yay, they did that. Well, no, it's not yay. What happened was, and in research, it is proven that they set it up to not to actually educate people, to advance people. They set the system up to only educate people to a certain limit. They were creating workers, and that was the objective that I found out. They only wanted to create workers. They wanted to create people that had some knowledge, reading, writing, some math, that type of thing, and a little bit of science and social studies, the basics that we have in school. But they wanted to create workers that had the mentality, not the mindset so much, the mentality to go to work every day, to strive to get that paycheck, to look to get that job that they're going to be in for 30 years or more, to do what they're told, to keep the job. That was the whole presence behind this, setting this school system. So if you're wondering why, as you were going through school, that you did not get to learn anything about basic economics, spreadsheets, the dollar, actually how to make dollars work for you. Money is a tool, first of all. First and foremost, money is a tool. And we all need to use money as that tool in our arsenal to grow ourselves and to prosper. Well, in school, we were not taught that money was a tool, that money was not something you had to strive for. Money is a given. So when you go to college, you will usually specialize in a certain degree, whether it be mathematics, science, medicine, the arts, whatever it is you're studying. The main ones that the society decided to do was, of course, you have to have doctors and nurses. You have to have scientists because that's how we find out what's going on in our genes and all this other good stuff. And then, so, of course, space science, a whole different ballpark there. But you have to have people that know this stuff. So you have to have specialty classes for that. And that was given as a factor. But then, instead of giving like free colleges, it was decided that they would charge to have professional people teach these professions. Well, and then of course anyone knows college just expanded to, you can get trade schools, you can do community colleges, you can do different things. So it just depends on what you want to learn and how much you're willing to spend to learn that. Well, in my conversations with some people here in the past few weeks, they've been like, well, with this epidemic and with everything that's going on, I don't know that I'm going to be going back to the job I had. And a lot of people have been asking, well, what can I do? I see you doing this from home and you seem happy and you seem to know what you're doing. How long did you go to school for this? Well, to be honest with you, I came from the corporate world. Granted, I have a background in corporate. And to do the home business that I'm doing, I had to learn everything that I had to learn. I had to learn the marketing. I had to learn how to do the sales funnels. I had to learn content creation. I had to learn NLP. I had to learn everything that I needed to learn. But the great thing is I was able to learn as I was making money. I was able to learn as I've been growing. And you know what? I believe to learn something new every day. I believe that is the great way to go, and I believe that is the way forward for anybody and everybody out there. To keep learning something new every day, because there's always something new coming up in the marketplace. There's always some new technology that's coming out. There's always a new system. There's always a new strategy that's coming out. And why not be in a community where we share that freely with all of our members, and we get that going to give us, to keep growing, to keep expanding. So if you're in that ballpark, it doesn't matter if you're in your golden years, which, is over 40, 50, whatever years old, it doesn't matter. There's a person on my team is 80 years old, 80, and he is going strong. He maybe, I don't know how many more years he's got. You never know. Until your last breath, you don't know when the end will come. So do the best you can with it. And if you have to learn something new, then learn something new. If you have to learn a new skill, learn a new skill. There's people out here that are teaching these things, that are giving these things, these systems, these strategies. You have to have self-education. And I've talked about this quite a lot here lately. Self-education is vital in where you want to go. If you want to go anywhere in the communities, in online or anything else, I guess anything else you want to do, actually, you have to have self-education, because there's not a school that is going to teach you what we're doing here online. No, it's not going to teach you how to do your money. It's not going to teach you your mindset. If you have a mindset that's set for your foundation, it's going to help you to grow and to prosper, then why not use that to go forward? Why not use your mindset as your foundation, and everything else will move forward with that, right? I knew you would agree with me, because this is it's so down to earth and it's so simple. And once you know the facts on why we're sitting in the situations that we're sitting right now with our education system, if you have children, if you know of kids that are in high school, coming out of school, or in school, please educate them on the basics of economics, of the dollar works for you. And that's just one mindset to do. And that is just, here's a question for you. Okay? And we'll cut this a little shorter today. Question is, I'm going to use the dentist as a scenario. Okay, you're going to the dentist. You got to get your teeth cleaned. You're going to get them checked, right? So you're taking your kids. When you take your kids into the dentist, you go into the dentist, do you go in and do you tell your kids, do what the dentist says, this is going to hurt a little bit, whatever. So whatever he says, that's what you do. Excuse me. Is that what you teach your kids? What about if you teach your kids? Now get this. This is what I think you should do. The dentist works for you. Yeah. The doctor works for you. They all work for you. Excuse me. I had a cough. Pardon me. They all work for you. You're paying them. You have questions, ask questions. You want to know something? Ask it. You want to know why he's doing that? Ask. The dentist, the doctor, they all work for you. Okay? Excuse me. I'm having a sneeze attack here. Sorry about that, guys. But keep in mind, everybody out there that you pay works for you, regardless. So ask questions. And that you're paying them, so why shouldn't you ask? Why shouldn't you have an opinion? Why shouldn't you voice what's going on with you, right? Exactly. Hold on. Excuse me. Everything is blooming out in my yard, and the trees and everything's budding, so I have allergies really bad today. So please excuse my allergies. So you weren't bothering me this bad earlier. Okay, so back to topic. Sorry about that. You have not just the ability, you have the right to ask questions about your own health. And if a doctor tells you to do something, why? You want to know why? What's the benefit of this? I want to know if there's another opinion. What else can I do? Plain and simple. Always ask questions because they work for you. You're not going in there just for a service. You're going in there because you're paying them to give you a service that you are asking for. So you are in control. You are in charge. When you take in charge of your health and your well-being like that, what's going to happen to your mindset? You're going to take more charge of your mindset to say, you know what? I am in control. I am in charge. And anything and everything that I want to come for me is my choice. So when you do that, that's changing your mindset. It's changing everything for you. So definitely do that. Don't just sit on the sidelines and don't just do what they tell you. You know, if they tell you you need a filling, ask them why. What's wrong? Pardon me, guys. So there's nothing wrong with that. Because the bottom line is they're going to send you a bill for services that you asked for. If you hadn't asked for them, they wouldn't have happened. Same thing when you go to the doctor. They want to run tests. Well, what tests do you want to run? Why do you want to run them? What is the one test you can do that will tell you everything you need to know? Why do you have to run 15 different tests? You don't. Ask questions. They work for you. You are in control, nobody else. Okay? But keep that in mind as you're going through and you're saying, well, I'm too old for that, or I can't do that, or why don't I know this stuff? The reason why is because our education system sucks. Basically, it sucks. So we have to take it upon ourselves to self-educate and to prosper. Okay? My nose itches. Okay, guys. I will cut this a little short due to my allergies today. And please like, share, and subscribe. And please ring the dinger bell to get notifications when we have a broadcast. I will chat with you all later. And everyone have a super great day. Talk to you later.